Welcome to DWBIADDA channel. Please subscribe for latest training videos.
Hello everyone, welcome back to the playlist on computer vision. In the last lecture, we discussed about the definition of computer vision, some of the very famous frameworks associated with computer vision, and then we shifted our focus on to Numpy. We saw how to install Numpy and how to check if Numpy is successfully working in our computer or not. So in this tutorial, we will be having a hands-on coding exercise using Numpy. But before moving ahead with the hands-on coding exercise, it is very important to answer some of the very basic questions out here. The very first question is, Python already has an inbuilt data structure called as a list, which is a synonym of array in C and C++. So when we already have an inbuilt data structure, why do we need an external third-party library? The answer to this question is yes, there is an inbuilt data structure called list in Python, which is a synonym of arrays in C and C++. But the advantages with NumPy is that it is extremely fast, sometimes about 50 times faster as compared to normal list. It consumes very less space and it is convenient to use as well. Moreover, there are some scientific calculations in NumPy as well, which makes it easier to use and to code using this particular library. So this is why NumPy is actually like very important for us to know and understand, because it's widely used in the concepts of data science, machine learning and deep learning as well. To give you a brief revision, NumPy is a general purpose array processing language which has a powerful n-dimensional array object. So the agenda of this tutorial is creating a NumPy array, finding the size of the NumPy array, shape of the NumPy array, and we will see some more functions associated with NumPy array as well. So let's just get started. So I will fire up my Jupyter notebook over here, and like I will write all of the codes, and I hope you can understand that from there. Right. So what I will do is I will open up a new file. Uh, a new Jupyter notebook file actually. So in this new Jupyter notebook file, uh, I will rename it as numpy tools. Right. So in this Jupyter notebook file, what I will do is I will first import numpy as mp, because this is the very basic requirement that we have at this point in time. After this, let us create a 1D array using NumPy. So it's very easy to create a 1D array using NumPy. We have to use np.array function. So this np.array function takes in as a list of numbers as an argument to array function. So I will pass in numbers like 1, 3 and 5. So if I print if I print a, you can see that this array is successfully numpy array is successfully printed for me. So this is how I create a 1D numpy array, that is using numpy.array function. Now this is all about 1D array. Now the question is, how do we create a 2D array? So for those who don't know what a 2D array is, a 2D array is a combination of rows and columns. So it's very similar to a matrix where you have certain numbers associated with each row and each column. Alright, so now we are required to create a 2D matrix using NumPy. So again, creating a 2D matrix using NumPy is very easy. We will use numpy.array function, where first thing we will do is to pass a list of arguments, and in that list of arguments I will pass in separate rows of my 2D matrix. So I will first have to create a list, and inside that list I would have to create another list which will contain all of the rows of my numpy array. So for example, I do have this numpy array as 1, 3, 5, the first row, and the second row as 2, 7 and 9, and the third row as 3, 2 and let's say 5. So this is how I create a 2D numpy array. I will run this, and as you can see, like, this is successfully created for me. Meanwhile, if I print this, you will see, okay, I am getting the array 2D array in the form of a matrix, or maybe like you are actually getting a 2D array. So this is how we create a 1D array and a 2D array in NumPy. We will now move on to use certain functions using NumPy, which are the shape function and the size function. So what is the shape of a NumPy array? Simple. The shape of a NumPy array is the number of rows and the number of columns associated with the NumPy array. For example, the shape of the NumPy array B is supposed to be 3 cross 3 because we have 3 rows and 3 columns associated with NumPy array B. Whereas in case of A, it should be 1 comma 3 because we have only one row and 3 columns associated with uh, this NumPy array. So what I will do is that I will quickly go ahead and print the shape of A and B. So what I will do is I will just write print shape of B, A dot shape, or maybe first we'll just print the shape of B. So print B dot shape. So you can see it gives me, okay, the shape of B is 3 comma 3 and the shape of A is actually 3 comma 1 3 comma 1 because as in we have 3 rows and sorry because as in we have 3 columns associated with it, and this tells me okay that this is only a like the blank space over here tells me that this is only a 1D array over here. So the shape is actually like rows multiplied by columns, so there is only 1 row and 3 columns, so the shape is 1 comma 3, but because it's a 1D array it will tell you in the form of 3 comma a unity, you can say, at the last, because it's printed in this format only. So now what we will do is like I will tell you how to use the size function as well. So size is used to like see the number of elements that are present in the NumPy array. So the number of elements present in the NumPy array is in NumPy array, let's say B is actually 9, whereas it's 3 in the array A, NumPy array A. So size tells you the number of elements present in the particular NumPy array. So I will just go ahead and write print A dot size and print B dot size. So if I print this, you will see that okay, A has 3 elements whereas B has 9 elements in total. Uh, if we want to play around with it, like let's say I want to know the shape of my B and check if these are working fine as or not. So if I delete all these elements over here uh, and close this over here, and if I again print in B, let's say if this works or not. So this works. If I print B dot shape, it tells me okay there are 2 rows and 3 columns, and if I again print this, you will see that there it has now been replaced to 6. So these are some of the very basic functions that we generally use in our NumPy array. We will use some more functions, like I will teach you some more functions out there, but these are some of the very basic functions that are used in NumPy. So I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial and you have really understood something from this tutorial. See you in the next one.